Good morning, everyone. My name is John Bunton. I am Mayor Cooper's Director of Policy and Community Safety. We have just wrapped up a day-and-a-half-long visit from a group of distinguished body-worn camera experts. They are not going to be fielding questions today. They will be back at the end of the month for a public meeting and public engagement to which you will all be invited. But I wanted to take a few minutes to update you on the types of discussions that we've had over the course of the past day and a half, and then answer any questions you have about our body-worn camera roadmap. So, we started off yesterday meeting over with the police and our group of experts. We spent about 3 hours really working through the sort of draft police body-worn camera policy. There is a universal sense, one of the things we heard is that getting the policy right was very important. It's going to be an iterative process, but bringing to bear here what cities across the country have learned from writing body-worn camera policy is really valuable. So we spent several hours working through it, page by page, talking in particular about policy around body cam activation. That's very important. How we're going to audit the use of cameras and make sure they're being used in accordance with policy, and also how deactivation will work. And our group of experts suggested that it would be helpful at some point, perhaps late February, perhaps March, to have a show and tell, to answer questions, to actually share the technology with you. We talked a lot about privacy and showing you the tools that we'll have to protect privacy, talking about the safeguards to make sure evidence isn't tampered with. So we look forward to having an event, inviting you and the public to see how this will work in practice. We'll also be sharing, draft policy in the weeks to come. After spending several hours with the police, we met with Public Defender, Ms. Johnson. We talked with her about her office's needs and priorities. What we heard in particular was how important it is to her that public defenders have quick and ready access to body-worn camera video that's relevant to cases. We also spent a lot of time talking about workflow. One of the benefits to having 2 attorneys present as part of this working group, Deputy DA Damon Mosler from San Diego and Arif Ali Khan from Los Angeles, a former federal prosecutor, was that allowed them to really talk with Ms. Johnson and some members of her team about what they need when. It is our hope and our plan that we will be able to utilize WatchGuard, share a link to relevant video with a protective order in place, and that'll be an expeditious way to share video with her office. We want to be very careful about privacy concerns, and we also want to be very careful about respecting victims' rights and making sure that information is protected. At the end of the day, we met with General Funk and several members of his team to talk about how body-worn cameras would impact their workflow. Again, having practitioners who have worked with dozens of cities on implementation was very helpful. General Funk, as you all know, has expressed concerns about the potential resource requirements of body-worn cameras. Back in the fall, there was a consultant report that came out that estimating that it could cost as much as $30 million a year in additional resources. We talked about that. We talked about the many alternatives to trying to redact all video. That's something that other cities simply aren't doing. Looking at a protective order is one potential workaround. We also really drilled down, though, and talked about how to do this safely. The DA talked about, raised the possibility of perhaps a secure viewing area. One of the advantages of talking with prosecutor from California and a former federal prosecutor from Los Angeles is we did talk about safeguards for sensitive information and how we can make sure that video that's shared with defense attorneys isn't disseminated. That was a very productive process. I think we all came out of that having a better understanding of what concerns are and what some potential workarounds might be. Another message that we heard from this team was that the Justice Department and the Bureau of Justice Assistance in particular really appreciated the effort to work through workflow and appreciated the deliberative and sort of thoughtful way that we're doing this. You know, as you know, we are looking at rolling out body-worn cameras in 2 phases. In March, putting about 26 cameras out with traffic and DUI enforcement, and then in May, doing another camera deployment. We spent some time talking about how we design that latter deployment so that we learn something about the resource requirements. The point of doing this in beta is to learn something about the cost implications so that as we move towards full deployment, we know what that will cost. The chance to also draw on the experience of other cities and make sure that our policies are practical and evidence-based has been really wonderful. We are so grateful to the Department of Justice for making this level of resources available. What the DOJ team has told to us and what we have said to all of our local stakeholders is that this is a process. We are at the beginning of a process. We are all going to work together to get our workflows right, to come up with practical, evidence-based approach that's going to work for Nashville. I'm very pleased with our beginning, and you can all expect more events, more announcements, draft body-worn camera policies over the course of the next couple of months as we move towards deployment. Happy to answer any questions that you guys have as well.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.